Hello, my name is Karthik. I welcome you to this session where we are going to talk about different types of products, their benefits, what are the features, and different aspects. In this particular session, we are going to learn more about different types of material that are used to manufacture cookware, starting from aluminum to cast iron, stainless steel, hardened, etc. etc. So I would request you please make notes. If you have a question, please do ask. Alright, so the first one that we're going to talk about is aluminum. Aluminum is something which is easily available and it is also cheap when it comes to cost, and it is a great conductor of heat. So people really love it when it comes to aluminum for cookware. Aluminum is used in different applications, not just cookware. So people would be aware of aluminum already. But just for your information, because aluminum can be given different shapes, so you can have a kadhai, a fry pan, a saucepan, a stock pot, different shapes and size. Aluminum is great conductor of heat, as I said. That's why it can get hot real quickly and it can ensure that your food is quickly cooked. Now, when we talk about aluminum, it is, again, as I said, lightweight. It is 1/3 weight of a cast iron. Now, there are concerns with aluminum that studies suggest. A lot of people talk about it. However, we do not have aluminum with Meyer that is not coated. So let me rephrase this, that we use cookware that is coated. So aluminum and then non-stick coating, and that is when you are going to use it. So you're not going to get it, your food is not going to get in touch with the naked aluminum or non-coated aluminum. So when we talk about aluminum cookware, Meyer manufactures or has been manufacturing a lot of cookware that are made of aluminum. However, this aluminum cookware that we talk about is not uncoated. So you'll always find a non-stick coating or some other coating on aluminum. Now when we talk about Indian range, we started with basic range like Skyline, then we had Safe Cook, we had Fordstone. These all were made of aluminum. Prism, that was made of aluminum, but these range are no more available, or not. Now we are not going to sell them. We currently have a range called Merlo, which is a great range when it comes to aluminum. People like it because it is very easy to handle and it is coated too. And then apart from that, we have hard anodized version of aluminum, which we're going to talk about in detail in this video a little later. So as I mentioned earlier, aluminum is a great conductor of heat, which means that we use it in the base to amplify the heating effect. There are certain cookware material that may not get as hot as an aluminum, so we need to use it as a supporting element. When you talk about induction base, you'll always find aluminum and steel put together, where induction conductivity is with steel and then heat spreading capacity is with aluminum. That's why it is a great combination where you have aluminum and steel. Sometimes you will have full plate, sometimes you'll have perforated base where you'll see holes, or how do I explain this, riveted things. But then these are perforated base which can be seen in Merlo, which can be seen on other products too. Now when we talk about aluminum, we use aluminum as a whole from edge to edge in tri-ply range. Tri-ply, you have steel, aluminum and steel. So you have same proportion of steel, aluminum and steel, 3 layers of different. So you have steel, as I said, aluminum and steel, and then you make it into a kadai or a fry pan or different shapes. Now this ensures great heat conductivity throughout. Then when you talk about bases like Select range, you have a 5 mm core, which is a very thick core of aluminum, which ensures heat capacity and at the same time even spreading of heat. When I mention that aluminum is used in different base, there could be some cookware where you do not want to use aluminum, like cast iron. Cast iron works on different cooktops, even in induction too. So we don't use aluminum in cast iron. Now let's summarize what aluminum is. Aluminum is known for the heat capacity, heat conductivity, heat spread. It is light in terms of weight. It can be given different shapes. It's easily available and people love it. However, there are studies that would suggest that naked aluminum, non-coated aluminum should not be used. And we would respect the customer when they don't want to use something like that. So we would always offer them something which is coated. So as I said, aluminum and then non-stick coating is the phenomena where you have different range and different aspect of cookware working for the customer. Okay, now we're going to talk about steel. What is steel? Steel is an alloy. Basic construction of steel, iron plus carbon equals to steel. I would want you to make note of this. Iron plus carbon equals to steel. What is stainless steel? Iron plus carbon plus chromium plus nickel equals to stainless steel. In our industry, we use 304, which is commonly known as 18 by 10 or 18 by 8, which means in a stainless steel, which is a 304, you will have 16 to 18% of chromium, 8 to 10% of nickel, and that makes it corrosion resistant. That makes it easy to shape. Okay, given shape, you can give different size and shape. It also is shinier than a regular steel, which is, like as I said, basic carbon and iron construction. And it is also light in terms of weight if you compare it with other material like copper or you talk about cast iron. So steel becomes greater and it is durable too. It is very durable. It is not going to break when you drop it accidentally. There could be some dent or some marks or stains that can be seen, but it is not going to crack open. Okay, like a regular cookware when we talk about in your kitchen, when you're using it, may happen that you drop it. This is not going to break, as I said. Now, when you talk about steel, as I said, it is known for the durability. So it can go on high heat, low heat temperature, there is no concern. When you talk about steel, there is no mess of maintenance because it is stainless steel. It is very difficult that it is going to get rusted. Very difficult. At the same time, maintenance job like seasoning is not required in steel. And because steel is natural, that is very important. Steel is absolutely natural. There is no coating on steel cookware generally. So people like it for health reasons too. Coming back to grades of steel, as I mentioned earlier, 304 is a regular stainless steel, food grade stainless steel that's available in the market. We also manufacture range where we use 304. There is a better range which is called 316 or grade, I should say, when it comes to steel, 316, where we use 2% of molybdenum. It's another element that is added to this particular alloy, which makes it higher corrosion resistant, and also in terms of other corrosion, it is better than a regular 304. People use 316 when they manufacture cookware and their jewelries too. It can be expensive. So steel has a series, a grade series, like a 300 or a 400 or a 500, depending on the composition. So you have different components and that is how the grade would change. So a 304 or a 316 or something else. Some steel are magnetic, some steel are non-magnetic. This is very important. Some steel can work on induction, some steel would not work on induction. And when I'm saying steel, I mean the grade. When we came to India, we wanted to offer something different and new to our customers, and of course better when it comes to corrosion resistant, health benefit and other aspects that are not liked by a lot of people when it comes to steel. So after a lot of research, we could figure out that a nickel-free steel can be given to our customers because studies suggest that nickel can leach into our food. Should it happen, it would cause problems. Now problems can be, it could cause rashes, blood infection, breathing problem, and all those disorders which you do not want because you're cooking in a particular metal cookware. So stainless steel 304 is great. However, there are chances when nickel can leach into your food. Earlier, you did not have a choice, but now you have. When you have a choice, why not buy the better one? That's why you have a nickel-free range from Meyer available at your doorstep. You just have to order it. Now, when we talk about Meyer stainless steel nickel-free range. In this particular category, you have Select, that was the first range. Now we have most of the range that's nickel-free. And even Tri-ply, when we launched, it was a 304. People loved the range. We wanted to upgrade that range, so we got some of the articles in nickel-free initially, and slowly and gradually everything will become nickel-free when it comes to Meyer cookware. When you talk about steel, if you compare it with other cookware, as I said earlier, when you talk about the heating capacity, so once it is hot, it will remain hot. Unlike aluminum, if it can get hot, but it can get cooled down rather easily. Steel will retain the heat. Steel has a great shine. So it looks very premium, it looks very nice. If you are able to wash clean properly, steel is going to look beautiful as it was. So now that we have basic understanding of what is steel, let me summarize it for you. Steel is an alloy which is made of iron and carbon. Iron plus carbon, and then you add chromium and nickel to it, it becomes stainless steel. There are different grades for steel available in the market, and some steel grades would be magnetic that are used for induction base. Some steel may not be magnetic, non-magnetic. A 304 is non-magnetic, but there are other grades I said are magnetic, which are used for the base construction that can work on induction. Okay, steel is very durable. Steel will not get broken if you drop it. Steel can resist a lot of temperature, so high-low heat, it can take care of it. Steel would require you to ensure that you use a little bit of oil, because steel is not non-stick. It is naturally non-coated cookware. So if it is not coated, you need to use a little bit of oil. Steel is great when it comes to weight. Steel is absolutely brilliant when it comes to versatility. So you can cook any sort of food in steel. It is not going to have any smell or any acidic thing or any flavor. So steel is absolutely great to cook with. So that's all about steel. We're going to talk about stains and other maintenance bit in our following videos. Now we're going to talk about a different material. Let's talk about cast iron. Cast iron is a great cookware when it comes to durability. Cast iron is absolutely brilliant when it comes to heat retention. Cast iron is superb when it comes to taste, and because it is natural, it is loved by a lot of people. Cast iron basic construction is it is cast iron, so from solid to liquid and then again solid. For example, you take iron, heat it, and then it becomes liquid, and that liquid is poured into different molds. Now these molds could be of different shape and size. It could be a kadai, it could be a Dutch oven, it could be a fry pan, it could be an appam pan. So Meyer has a great range, so that's why we have different kind of cast iron cookware. Cast iron, once it is heated to a high degree, it becomes liquid, okay, that molten lava. That thing is poured into different shapes and size of molds, and after some time they get solidified. Once you have them solidified, you will have them out of that sand cast. Now let me explain this to you, that particular molten lava is put into the mold that is made of sand. Okay, it's a very sophisticated process. It is done in a factory and they know how to get it done, so you require a lot of skills. That's why cast iron construction is very important. So the kind of finishing that we give to it is also very important. So when you take a look at the cast iron, physically you hold it, you will understand what I was talking about. Once it is done, you will take it out and then clean it, brush it, and take out those sand or something or any other impurities that it has. So wash it thoroughly. Then there is a process, we call it seasoning. So let me explain this simple process of seasoning to you. Seasoning means that you have to put a layer of oil between the pan and the moisture which is in the air or water. So the biggest enemy of cast iron is water or moisture. If it is exposed to such an environment, it would get rusted, and if it is rusted, you have to wash it, you have to scrub off the pan, and that can take a lot of time. So to ensure that your time is saved and your cast iron becomes naturally non-stick, we highly recommend seasoning process. Now we do not want our customers to get a pan and we don't want them to work on it all over again. Yes, for best results, it is always advised to do seasoning time and again, However, when we manufacture cast iron cookware, once it is out of that cast, we put that oil onto it and then we have it go through a chamber, which is a heat chamber where the seasoning process is taking place. Now, once it is properly seasoned, a particular pan will look absolutely shiny, like it has been polished. But there is no coating, mind you. There is no enamel, there is no paint, there is no non-stick. It is seasoning. That is the reason why it looks like that. We want to ensure when the customer opens the box, he or she receives the pan that is ready to use. Still, for best results, as I said, I would say that you wash the pan and do your seasoning the moment you're starting to use it. And more seasoning will ensure better performance when it comes to non-stick performance. I am not saying that it will become non-stick very easily. You'll have to do seasoning time and again. Okay. Now coming back to cast iron. Cast iron, if you drop it, it can break. So make a note of it. A lot of people ask that question because it is very heavy. So you need to tell them you have to handle it carefully. Cast iron maintenance is also mentioned. Use and care is also mentioned. And everything is there for customers to take a look at so that they can season it well and maintain cast iron. Once you have a cast iron product, it is only going to get better with time. If you talk about a regular cookware material, they would get damaged or deteriorated or something or the other, some marks. With cast iron, even if there are marks, even if there is any food residual, even if there is rust, this can be easily restored, and that's the beauty of cast iron. Let's talk about cast iron aspects which people love and the reason why they buy cast iron. The first reason I think is it is very tough and durable. So it is going to be in your kitchen forever as long as you're able to maintain it well. It has got a great heat retention capacity. So you don't really have to keep it on high flame all the time. You can switch from a high flame to a lower or medium flame and the results are going to be superb. It can take a lot of heat, so it doesn't matter whether you put it on high heat or low heat. It is not going to get broken into pieces because of heat or lose shape. So browning of food is amazing, and because of which the taste is superb. So people who like their food to be roasted, the people who like their Indian taste, traditional crispy parathas, they should love their cast iron product. They should go for it. Cast iron can work on any cooktop. It can work on induction, it can work on gas top, it can work on ceramic, it can work on grill, you can go take your cast iron to campfire because it is absolutely tough and durable. Now at the same time, chemical free, non-toxic, there is no coating. We might launch a range which will be enamel cookware soon. However, the one that we are talking about in this video is a cast iron which is non-coated. At the same time, cast iron, yes, you need to take care of is that you don't need to drop it. If you drop it, it can get broken. So that was all about cast iron. We're going to talk about another cookware material. Let us understand hard anodized cookware. Hard anodized aluminum means that it's an electrochemical process through which aluminum gains that strength which makes it stronger than steel. Just to help you understand, imagine you have a bucket filled with sulfuric acid, you dip aluminum in it and then you pass the current, the charge. Through this charge, there is some chemical reaction that will take place, and because of which anodizing a process, which is a chemical process as I said, will take place. Now this anodizing means that positive charge will get accumulated all over aluminum, and that gives it that extra strength, okay, extra edge over a lot of other cookware. Now this cannot be bent easily, this cannot be broken easily. It is great when it comes to heat retention, and an absolutely durable cookware is made from hard anodized material. We have a lot of range where we use hard anodized and non-stick together, and it becomes a number one range for us. For example, Circulon non-stick, hard anodized, plus a non-stick which is a high quality premium non-stick, which we can talk about in other videos. But just to give you an example, hard anodized we have in Accent Series 2. Hard anodized, there are different cookware like Circulon Origins, and then you have Circulon Infinite in India. So that was about hard anodized. So let's now understand what is ceramic cookware. Ceramic cookware is made of ceramic, which is sand, and when we talk about Meyer manufacturing, We do cookware which is coated with ceramic coating, not a ceramic cookware. So when we say we have a ceramic cookware, we have Enzin, which is an aluminum base on which you have coating which is made of sand. Ceramic coating is what we call it. Let me explain this to you. You have sand, silica, you have oxygen, natural, all that material. You heat it to a certain level, it is transformed into a gel, and then it is coated on the surface of the cookware. And the reason why we do it is natural. It has no PTFE that people are afraid of. It has no lead, cadmium people would be worried about. So it becomes a natural and alternative to a lot of customers who are looking for non-stick properties but not a regular PTFE. So that is ceramic coating cookware for you. We have a range called Enzin, and that's a great range. We're going to talk about range in other videos. So that was about ceramic coating. So I have tried to explain different materials to you. I have tried to be very simple here. If you still have questions, please do ask, let us know. We'll come up with more sessions to help you grow your product knowledge. Till then, thank you so much for your time and patience.